All right. So today is plea deadline day. Jury trial?
Well, Judge, I filed a motion to withdraw previous cases. We have a
Could I see the motion?
disagreement about representation.
Do you have the motions with you?
I have one of them, but I can get the other ones printed out.
I just need the.
He has one indicted case, Judge, and then two unindicted.
All right, the court is calling 2025 CR 0077775, 2025 PF 08119, 2025 PF 00. I'm sorry, 2025 PF 08120. Could I have parties announced?
Robert Maurer for defendant.
And are you Mr. Dollar?
Yes.
All right. So your defense attorney has filed a motion to withdraw in each of your cause numbers. So when will you be able to hire an attorney?
I'm gonna need appointed.
No, that's not how it works.
Represent myself then.
Okay.
I mean, I don't, how does it not work that way? I'm asking for a court appointed attorney.
This is your court appointed attorney.
He's withdrawn from my case.
Yeah, because I guess there's some sort of conflict. I don't respond to emails, and those emails don't come to me. Those emails come to the court coordinator, and then that email is sent to the defense attorney and to the state. I don't review emails.
Well, I've tried to contact Mr. Maher's office several times over the past 6 months with no response. I cannot get an answer.
Judge, that is, I'd like to respond to that. Is complete nonsense.
I've got to
He has been in my office. He has met with me. He has reviewed the evidence. I've discussed the case. I've discussed the offers. He's not happy with the offer, and I told him then we try it.
Yeah.
But to speak frankly, and he probably put this in the email. It got to the point where he offered me extra money, somehow thinking that was going to change how I represented people. And I said I've acquitted people on murder charges on appointed cases, and I'm offended by his attitude and his actions, and I don't want to represent him.
No, actually, you said shut the F up. And
I probably did, Judge.
You did.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm
So
I did.
Mr. Maurer, state, do you have any objections? All right. Mr. Maurer, your motion to withdraw in all three cases will be granted. You'll need to retain counsel.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Ms. Ferguson,
Yes.
recall this in 30 days, and it's for the defendant to obtain an attorney.
Yes. 3.
My bonds had me fucked up.
No, I didn't. Your mom will not.
They told me, yeah, you did. And you called my pretrial officer and told them the same thing. But you be locked up.
Okay.
Are you ready for the next one?
Yes.
Jeffrey Dollar, page 4, one down, Jeff.
Pardon? Jeffrey Dollar.
He's an inmate. He
Okay, it shows him on bond on the docket. Did they even order him?
so my understanding is that he's been in Bexar County Jail. From his family, he was transferred to Medina County Jail like 2 days ago. They informed me that he was transferred back in last night.
Can you all check to see if he's,
That's exactly what it's saying.
well, why is it listed on the system as on bond?
I have no idea. That has to do with booking, Judge.
And since then, he's been remanded without bond on this case for a period of time.
All right, so was he ordered or no?
No, Judge, he's not.
See if he can appear by Zoom.
He's still in the booking process, Judge. I don't know if he's done.
It says booking not completed.
All right. So what is happening with this case?
I've met with him. I've gone over discovery with him or the video. I'm in the process of filing pretrial motions. He had asked me to present a motion to set bond today to the court. I presume we'll wait till he makes an appearance.
Mhm.
At the moment, we do seem to have a good working relationship. That's where we're at right now. This is my first setting. I don't have an offer yet. I think it's an older case. I think Robert Maurer was on the case, but I don't have an offer yet. So that's where we're at.
Okay.
Judge, he was supposed to hire an attorney, but he wanted to hire his own attorney. I don't know.
No, already, yes, he wants to stay with him. All right, Norma, recall this for the first week in January.
January 7th.
All right, you'll be back on January 7th.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Setting judge.
You can put it as you all have to confer off docket. You can put it as a plea deadline date. And Norma, put a hold on him so he doesn't get sent. Oh, hi, how's it going?
Good, Judge. Good morning.
All right. I'm getting low on these books, but
Me?
yes, that's something I picked up on I always try to bring things back from any seminar that I go to.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. All right. Oh, and the book is something of value, but I didn't pay for it. So there's nothing, I don't want anybody saying, oh my gosh. So
Thank you, Judge.
you're welcome. They had a lot of them, but I flew. And so, the weight gets to a point.
You can't close your suitcase.
No. But it's very good. I read over it, and I think it's great for defense attorneys to have that. All right. The court is calling 2025 CR 007775 State versus Jeffrey Dollar. Can I have parties announced?
Biden Galloway for the state.
Christopher Ronald for the defense.
And are you Mr. Dollar?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Dollar, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
All right, you're charged with robbery. That's a second-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. By entering this plea, you're giving up those rights. Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
I did.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 10 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine, no applications. This will run concurrently with 25-08-15713-CR, the case out of Medina County. Did you understand that to be your plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Judge.
State.
It is your
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
By signing that, you're waiving your right to appeal. The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, any such motions?
No, Judge.
Then to the offense, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
state offer states one in attachment.
No objection.
All right, and state, have you spoken with the complainant?
You have your
All right, thank you, state. You may be excused. Are you requesting a PSI, or do you just want a couple of weeks to come back?
Whatever the court prefers, Judge, we just want to be in a position to provide as much information for the court to make a determination on the cap. Whatever the court.
Well, if you all want a PSI, it'll be 6 to 8 weeks. But if you all wanted to come back sooner and just have witnesses come testify, and what I can tell you is that the state will bring whatever witnesses they want to bring, which is usually they just bring in the criminal history.
We would ask the court to waive the PSI and do an expedited PSR or sentence review report, whatever the court, but as soon as possible.
Well, if you waive the PSI, there's not going to be any type of sentencing report to the court. It would just consist of the court taking any evidence that you wish to bring to the court.
And forgive me, Judge, what are our two options?
All right. So if you want a PSI, which would be a pre-sentence investigation report where I'll receive information about your history. Usually the complainant will make some sort of statement within the report about what happened. There'll be an official version of what happened. There'll be your version of what happened if you choose to give a statement. And then if there is any type of drug issues or mental health issues with you, that will be in the report as well.
That's the PSI. And
That's-
you gave us another option. What was the other?
The other option is we come back in 2 weeks. I don't have that information, and your counsel can request that witnesses come in and testify on your behalf, and your counsel will provide that. And then the state will usually present to the court probably your criminal history. they may decide to have the complainant come in testify, whatever evidence they want to present.
Judge, we would ask for the shorter version, about 2 weeks. If we can come back the week after Fiesta, we would be grateful.
Sure. So what we'll do is we'll waive the PSI. Is that a
Yes,
agreement?
Judge.
State, any objection to the waiver of the PSI? And if you all are anticipating witnesses, the defense is asking that this be called back after Fiesta, so to be the last week in April. Is that good time for the state?
Yes, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, April 28th, is that good for everyone?
Yes, Judge.
All right, we'll see you back on April 28th, and at that time, I'll make a decision on your cap based upon whatever evidence is presented.
Yes, ma'am.
All
Thank you.
right, thank you.
This courtroom scene quickly spirals into tension as a defendant clashes with his own attorney, leading to a complete breakdown in trust. The defendant claims he couldn't get responses for months, but his lawyer fires back. Calling that complete nonsense and revealing something shocking, he says the defendant even offered him extra money, possibly to influence how he handled the case. That accusation crosses a serious line, and the attorney immediately asks to withdraw. The judge doesn't hesitate. The motion is granted, leaving the defendant without representation and forcing him to find a new lawyer within 30 days. Meanwhile, another case highlights a smoother process. A different defendant calmly enters a plea deal in a robbery charge, facing up to 10 years while preparing for sentencing. This contrast says that all your attitude, your actions, and how you handle the process can completely change your outcome in court.